Okay, I thought I'd do something a little bit different with this video, and what I want to show you is how I am currently running my setup so that I can do these assessments. On the upper left-hand side, you will see that I've got a broadcast from the VO2 Master on my iPhone over to a screen on the PC. The second thing I've got is I've got an old Android, and I can take the Android over to FatMaxer and broadcast that onto the second screen. And then I've got data coming in from the Perf Pro. And what we're doing with the Perf Pro is I'm running wattage, I've got cadence, I've got heart rate. The purple line that you see is exponentially weighted moving average, which is a Skiba metric. And then I'm using another Moxie on a right quad, and that is the sort of lime-colored line right there. And you can also see that I've got my total hemoglobin on this screen as well. All right, so what am I trying to do? Well, the top center shows a green rectangle, which is my FatMaxer information that is broadcasting DFA alpha 1 off of my Polar H10 strap. At the same time, I am looking at the left-hand side where my VO2 is, where my tidal volume is, where my respiratory frequency is, and where my expired oxygen, which is FeO2, is located. And as long as I keep the FatMax in green, and I keep my respiratory frequency, what I would say modest. The 36.8 is not accurate. It's accurate, but it's a little bit high right now. It's usually below 30. Sometimes that happens when you skip a breath here and there. And when you see the FeO2 number, I'm honestly trying to work that number down to the 16s, and that is a concept that I will explain sometime later. But what you need to understand is that when I bring that FeO2 down, that also brings SMO2. I'm sorry, that also brings DFA alpha 1 down, and we have to be careful. We don't want it to go too low. We don't want it to go too high. I was lucky in this, not lucky, but it's getting to be a skill. Most of my ride for that 60 minutes was in the green FatMax zone. The first 15 or 20 minutes was in the blue. I then translated it down, and I was able to hold it in the green zone more or less. I did hit pink, which is below 0.5 a couple of times, or below 0.75 a couple of times, but honestly, it wasn't that bad. What I also want you to look at, and this is something I'm excited about because this shows adaptation. Go look at the upper right-hand corner of the Perf Pro dial, and you will see average power. Well, that average power got as high as 178 watts. Now, remember, 2 blog posts ago, I did a ramp test, and I was able to see that my DFA alpha 1075 occurred at about 150 beats per minute and about 163 watts. Well, here I am running the vast majority of my bike ride above 0.75, and my average power is up. And that's because, again, this is individual, but in my case, I can adapt. I've got a history of this. I know what I'm doing, but you can do it too. You don't need all this expensive stuff, but it helps to have all of these intrinsic data points to study. And so if you look right now, you'll see that my SMO2 on my left leg is in the 20s. My FeO2 is a little bit on the high side. My right leg saturated muscle oxygen is in the 32 range, and it got up to about the 40s or so. Finally, in the final 20 seconds, look at the graph, and you'll see the graph has a blue background and a black background. The blue background is load erg based. The black background is percent slope based. And I switched between the two as I fought to keep that DFA alpha 1 between 0.75 and 1.00. Anyway, I just thought I'd give you a picture that this is what I'm doing when I'm establishing these base numbers. We're going to continue down this road. These are honestly a little bit boring in terms of the rides, but not when you're trying to look at the holistic picture. Anyway, that's about it. I'm going to tie this thing up and get it posted. And thank you for watching and enjoy the ride.